Let us now begin with the fifth and final phase of the project management life cycle. It is project closure. Now, closing project involves gaining stakeholder and customer acceptance of the final products and services and bringing the project to an orderly end. This means whatever product and or services which are the objectives of the project are accepted by the customer, and a formal acceptance has been received from the customer and the different stakeholders. Then you carry out certain closure activities such as releasing the resources allocated to the project, archiving the deliverables of the project, documenting the lessons learned during the project, closing the various contracts which are active for the project. Closing includes verifying that all of the deliverables are complete, planning for transition of products and services into the organization, and preparing a final presentation and report. It is also important to reflect on what can be learned to improve future projects. As philosopher George Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. So basically here it is very important that we document the lessons learned during the project execution. Now let us look at the various steps involved in the project closure phase. You have to do a lessons learned session. You have to reconcile the budget. Then you have to formally hand over the product or service. You have to release resources. You have to close contracts, and you have to prepare the project completion report. So this is the sequential steps you as a project manager has to follow in order to do a formal closure of the project. So let us begin with the first step, lessons learned. Now what does it do? What exactly you do in the lessons learned step? You identify what worked and what didn't. In this step, we also recommend ways to improve performance on future projects. Now here, since you are identifying and documenting what went well for you during the project execution and what went against you, what didn't work well during the project execution. So based on this understanding and experience, you recommend ways to improve performance on future projects. So in future, if the organization takes up similar kind of a project, what are the different things which the organization can do or adopt in order to have better performance than this particular project. Now in preparation of the lessons learned in this step, project team is involved and there are certain key stakeholders who are also involved. The benefit of carrying out this step is definitely the future projects benefit from documented lessons learned. Now here, whatever documentation is being done to capture the learning from the project execution becomes the historical information for the future projects. The future projects can refer to this historical information to know what are the best ways and practices the project could adopt, and what are the best ways they can adopt based on the learning the this particular project had. Accordingly, they can improve their performance. They can avoid certain mistakes. So future projects benefit from these documented lessons learned. Now, when you carry out this step, you have to request the project office to conduct a lessons learned lesson. So there has to be a session arranged by the project office. So project manager has to request the project office to conduct a lessons learned session. You have to provide contact information for project team members and key stakeholders, and the tools which are used for this process are lessons learned survey, project look back agenda, lessons learned report, lessons learned management report,